G'day folks, Wes here, Mr. Real Estate Geelong. What I want to cover today is an example that happened not long ago, which one of the properties was a property I sold and another property was sold by another agent. So we've got two homes in the same street, 4 doors apart, built in the same era, both renovated. The major differences between them is one's on a 350 square metre lot, the other one's on a 575 square metre lot. This house here is 15 squares, which is 140 square metres in size. This one's 20 squares and 185 square metres in size. So why is that important? Well, the reason that's important is that if you're selling your property, you need to know the differences between your properties. And this is a perfect example of that. When you're buying your properties, you equally need to know the differences between the properties. Are you paying too much? Are you not paying too much? So here, this is from a seller's perspective to say, guys, you want to make sure that you've got the right agent that understands your property, understands the differences, and markets relative to those differences, because if you don't, you lose money. And this is how. Okay, so let's just focus on this first property. So it's 350 square metres of land, 15 squares, 140. So it's sold for $750,000. The land rate in this area, we're rating it exactly the same because it's, as I say, 4 doors apart, and the area rates the same anyway. So it's $1,000 a square metre. So then you've got a $750,000 property, subtract the land component off, $350,000 being $1,000 a square metre, which equals $400,000 left over. That's the house. So now divide that by the house, the size of the house at 15 squares, and it's 26,666 a square. And to get it into a square metre rate, if you work in square metre rates, then divide that by 9.29, and that'll give you a square metre rate of 28.70. 28.70 is a high rate. From a valuer's perspective, they tend to only rate expensive homes at $2,000 a square metre. They don't tend to go much higher than that. Reason being is that then it's harder for them to find examples in the area. So they do focus on a maximum rate, and that maximum rate for a lot of these guys is around about that $2,000 a square metre, unless it's got something quite significant about it. So at 28.70, you can replace that house. Well and truly, you could knock the house down, secure the land, a plain block of land, knock the house down, put a brand new house back there, and you could put a brand new house back there with a boutique build at around about $1,600 to $2,000 a square metre. Whoop, do one more zero, a square metre. So that's what you could put. A great looking place back in there for that. So in this case, it's overpaid. Overpaid for this particular property, but that's fine because it was my vendor that I was selling for, and so the result was a cracking result.